How's it going, you guys? It's been a little while. Yeah, I just wanted to make a video thanking Mr. John Hill for sending a couple flat bars my way. A little bit of a backstory behind it. So in the summer, he contacts me on Instagram and says, hey, we're putting out these rails. Would you like to have a couple? And I'm like, of course, I'll make a video. We got the rainy Vancouver winter coming up, which it has been the rainiest one ever. Anyways, a month later they show up, and they showed up literally on the day that I came limping home with a torn meniscus. So I was never really able to make any content about them. But anyways, I just wanted to set the camera up right here for a second before the sun's gone. As you can see, it's disappearing rather rapidly. I'm gonna have to film the rest of this in the shade. Talk about first world problems. Anyways, let's get a look at these rails, which I don't even think are actually available anymore. They're made by Transformer Rails. And I looked on the Progress Daily website. I couldn't find any of them. So I'm not even sure if these still exist, but I'm stoked on them. And in typical fashion, a day late and a buck short, I'm gonna make a video about them anyways. Okay, so the first one that we unboxed was this small one. And it's, you know, pretty fat, square, a little bit skinny this way. And it's quite light, as you can see, you know, doesn't weigh too much, which is great because my son could pretty easily carry this one out and have a little session on the block.
That's good.
I actually surprisingly like this one a lot, and especially after my meniscus injury, this one has been the easiest one for me to skate because I'm pretty much a goofy-footed skater now. Like, all major popping tricks have to be done off of my left leg. So yeah, I'm goofy foot now, except for a small handful of tricks that I can kind of pop in a weird way that don't tweak my meniscus. But as soon as I try to pop onto something high, there's a risk of it, you know, prolapsing mid-trick and me landing on it all bunk. So I don't want to do that. So I like to skate things that are really low right now. And yeah, this one's awesome. Like, I have a ton of fun on this because it's kind of like, it's a rail and a small little ledge. And it's actually surprisingly stable. Like, eventually I worked up the nerve to try like a nollie nose slide on it. And the main problem I had was my wheels were kind of getting stuck. I threw a little wax on it, and then the first one I tried after I waxed it, I landed. But whenever a rail is kind of thin this way, you can get your wheels can get stuck under there a little bit. So wax goes a long way right there. The only thing I don't like about square rails is they're a lot harder to feeble grind. And I wasn't even feeling very confident on most of the days I was skating this one, so I wasn't trying a lot of feeble grinds, but I was trying them switch. And I have to say, switch feeble grinds are like one of the more satisfying tricks to actually land and ride away from, and one of the least satisfying tricks to watch yourself do on film. I don't know, it's almost impossible to do a switch feeble grind and make it look good. Like, they just look like you're riding backwards and doing a feeble grind. But anyways, yeah, I had a lot of fun on this. I even worked up the nerve to try a nollie crook. And that one made it move a tiny bit, but really, like, the fact that it only moved an inch or two, no problem. Like, I was super scared to try them because I was scared that doing a trick that has so much force coming at it from the side, I thought that it was just gonna push it, but it didn't. I was actually able to get it done and, you know, come out of that one unscathed. So I was pretty happy about that. I do really like this little flat bar a lot. Now, today was the first day that I broke out this bigger one. And I'm just gonna switch my seats around here. Cold little seats, I gotta say. This one is a lot heavier, and this one is a legit flat bar. So as you can see, it's pretty long. I don't even know how long that is. It's probably about 7 feet long. You know what? I should really do these justice, get a tape measure and measure them. Even though, you know, you might not be able to buy them, you could at least harass Transformer Rails to release some more of them. Maybe they'll do that. They're good rails. Like, I think they're worth it. Anyways, let me get my tape measure, guys. So before I get to measuring these, there was one little problem that I had on this that I solved pretty quickly. So the rubber on the feet. There's rubber on the feet to stop it from sliding, and that peeled off. And it could have been the fact that I leave it outside in the rain. It could have been the fact that it's freezing cold, but it was a really simple fix. I just used 3M spray adhesive, cleaned off both sides really well, sprayed it, and now it's stuck on there probably better than it was before. So that's an easy fix. Just like make sure that if they do come off, don't do anything with them. Keep it, right? And then spray it back on. Okay, dimensions. What are these? So this one down here starts at 9.5 inches tall. That's a pretty good height. It's basically 10 inches. It's just under 10. And it's adjustable. I don't know how much it goes up. I haven't even tried. Don't really care. I like it low. And it's 6 feet long. So pretty short. It's a dinky rail, but it's fun. This one, just looking at it, must be 7 or 7.5 feet. It's 7'9", so it's almost a full 8 feet. It's a really nice length. Now, I do find the feet stick out a little bit more on this one, and I do have to carve in a little bit more than I thought. So, you know, like I originally was thinking that I'd be getting onto my tricks more like right here on the bar. I think the only way I could do that is if I came from the start. It's not a hard carve, it's just like I'm not able to ride as parallel as I do for some tricks on a built-in place flat bar like at a skate park. Now, that is a Cadillac problem. I don't know if you guys know what Cadillac problems are, but like, it's when you have a problem with your Cadillac. So first off, I already got a Cadillac. So having a little problem with this thing, which isn't even a big problem, that's a Cadillac problem. Anyways, how tall is this one? This one is 13 inches tall roughly. And it's a formidable flat bar. Like if my legs were in perfect working condition, I would say it's perfect, right? Like for something that can easily be transported in, like you could carry this in most hatchbacks, like small cars if you find a way. It would not be hard to get around and take to a covered spot or just any old parking lot if, say, maybe you live somewhere where you don't have anything to skate. But yeah, I actually was finding it, especially before I was warmed up, to be a little bit too high, like with the whole meniscus thing. I might actually take a grinder and cut 2 inches off it and get it down to this height, because for the time being, like I'm thinking someday maybe I'll learn how to weld and I'll make my own flat bars, but like for right now, I could actually use this thing. I would like it to be a little bit lower because I like round bars better than flat bars, and I would love to have one that's the same height as this, but a little bit longer. I think it would be a lot of fun. So I may very well do that. But in terms of how it worked, it's really sturdy. It was too tall for me to try any of the tricks that I felt like were in the risk zone for pushing it over, but I don't think you could, right? Like the feet are wider and it feels like, I think it was just designed to be really stable. So these are really good flat bars. I know Transformer Rails makes those like ones that you could flip around and can be like a ledge and rails and all that stuff. I like these better. Like I just want a flat bar. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be a bunch of different things, and I don't want it to look kind of funky. No offense, you guys, it's actually a really ingenious product you made. Those ones that are ledges and square and round rails, like really cool. But I just am a traditionalist and I want things to look the way they look. So those are very utilitarian, and these are, I think, a more aesthetically pleasing and more uni-purpose, but great product. I've been having fun on these. I was trying to do a few other tricks on this thing, you know. I got really scared. I wanted to try a switchback tail, but like I haven't even been skating curbs. The weather has been horrendous. But I did get a couple of new little tricks on here, tricks that I haven't really ever tried on flat bars. It's been a really weird thing trying to work around the meniscus injury, and like I'm learning new and different tricks because I can't do all my staples. I was pretty stoked that I can still do a switch crook, however much of a doinker they were, you know, like it depends. Like some tricks work. If I can land in a trick with a bent leg, I can probably try it, but anything that requires me to like straighten it out, like I tried to do one of those funky no comply spinny things that Ron Whaley, good old Mr. Ron Whaley, is so good at, and my knee locked up just when I like pop, it just stuck, right? So I'm very limited. Anyways, that is these flat bars that I was probably supposed to review last summer. Big thanks again, John, and whoever was involved in sending these out. They are not going to waste. I'm having a lot of fun on them. In fact, they're the only thing I have to skate in this little spot right now. More to come in the future. And speaking of more to come, you guys, I am thinking about switching all skate related content that isn't like a review or something over to the Just Keep Skating channel. So, you know, we've said this before, who knows what's gonna happen, but I am planning when the weather gets a little more agreeable to start putting out a lot more skate related content, and it's going to be on that channel. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you've been checking out the Just Keep Skating that I haven't put content out on for like a year, well, there may be some in the near future. Anyways, yeah, just so busy on the Vancouver Carpenter stuff that it's hard for me to find the time to make videos on other content, not to mention horrific weather, injuries, blah, blah, blah. But I'm doing a lot better. As you can see, I am able to get out and skate, and I have a lot of ideas for the very near future. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I've been feeling good lately. Lots going on. Anyways, till the next one, you know, stay hopeful. Yeah. Hey, we did it. Awkward outro achieved. Haven't done one of those in a while. I don't know whether to say sorry or you're welcome. See ya.